Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm here. I'm alive. Okay. The Rises trailer. It's double H shit. As you well know, it's half hope. You know who I am. You know my steed. I believe truthfulness is the truth shall set you free. That's what I believe. I believe that the truth shall set you free. There's no point in hating. There's no point in being biased. There's no point in being so subjective. You have to try and be objective and just try to say the truth. That's what I believe. And I'm going to say the truth. This is the final film of Batman. And let's put aside my views whatsoever on Begins and Dark Knight. Let's look at the Rises trailer by itself. Try and take this on its own merits. It's well put together. It's well filmed. Good cinematography. Music looks on point, But I watched the trailer as I do with all this, and I watched it a few times. And after viewing it, it's pretty flat. It's not very exciting. It's not very... It just doesn't feel very dramatic. It tries to be dramatic. It tries to be dynamic and very emotional, but it just feels very... And... it's like, I watched that trailer and first of all, I'm like, this is the final Batman film. So surely we should be seeing Batman do some crazy, amazing things. Forget about Bruce Wayne. Yes, forget about Batman. Okay, this is Batman. Bruce Wayne is his other guy. Okay, this is Batman. Okay, so if this is a final Batman film, we should be seeing Batman do some crazy things. We should say, man, did you see when Batman did that thing? Imagine that scene when Batman did this. Did you see when he basically flew and you see when he basically took through those guys? You see when he was basically his cape was turning. You see when he was, there should have been at least, because this is not giving everything, there should be at least two images of like, man, whoa, imagine what happened then. And then it's basically to see all the crazy things that happened when you watch the film. But after I saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, Batman here, he wasn't, he had those two things, like, and that same voice, it's like, that's why I grow tired. I grow tired saying these things again. For me, I couldn't give a damn about whether guys called me like a hater or contrarian or whatever it is. I call it as I see it. Mech is completely right. Mech is completely and utterly right. Basically, I'm sorry. No, Mech is completely right. Mech is completely right. The fact is that the Prometheus trailer spanks any trailer that's come out this year and spanks most trailers from the Matrix Radio trailer. Okay. Prometheus trailer smacks most trailers. Mostly. So please, 40 Wings, The Rises trailer was... You see now, I can bring my subjectivity, and my subjectivity would say that it does nothing for me because the Darkness film for me didn't really do anything. That he's not really been on a journey. By the time you saw the Revolutions trailer, Neo had been through a journey in those two films. By the time you saw the Return of the Jedi trailer, Luke Skywalker had been on a journey in those two films. By the time you saw the Return of the King trailer, Frodo, not Aragorn, Frodo had been on a journey between Fellowship and Two Towers. Bruce Wayne has not been on any journey. He began his journey in Begins, but by part 2, Heath Ledger ran to the show. Heath Ledger ran him out of town. Ledger ran him out of town. He wasn't in there. And the thing that's I always find fascinating is this. When you hear the reactions of this trailer, I don't hear, man, Batman, Batman, oh man, Batman, DC, when Batman, DC, Batman. The name that keeps on popping up is Nolan. Nolan, 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 Nolan. That's a name that keeps on popping up. Nobody says anything about Catwoman because it's like, okay, it's cat. I mean, sorry, man. I think yes, I know that Michelle Pfeiffer puts on a ridiculous, iconic, legendary performance, but I mean, Hathaway, I think she's a pretty good actress. You know, she's definitely not crap. I mean, my question, she ain't no Jessica Biel or any of these clowns, but you know, her Catwoman, I'm sorry, it's like it's not bad, but it's nothing special. We all know what we saw when we saw Hitler Legend in that festival. Like, everybody shut their mouths, you know. And as for being Tom Hardy is the new up and comer now. I mean, Tom Hardy is the new actor now, and I think that all that's going for Bane is the acting. He doesn't look threatening. He doesn't look scary. He doesn't look big enough. He doesn't look like a guy who can really overwhelm Batman. You don't feel any fear when you see him. The only thing that's good from him is just the acting. You've got a really good actor there. You know, but yeah, man. I mean, from seeing that trailer, man, I'm like saying that, you know what? Say what you will about Avengers. Say what you will. Say what you will. Say what you do about Avengers. You know, but Avengers. I mean, is it so bad to be fun? Is it such a crime to be exciting? You know, is it such a crime? Is it such a crime to be dynamic? Is it such a crime to be creative and out there and just let loose? Is that such a crime? As long as it's done well, is it such a crime to be fun? You know, I mean, when I just look at that trailer, it's like, it just seems flat. It just seems so flat and like, I mean, you know, so it's like, I just don't know, man. I mean, I had high hopes for Begins, man. Okay, I mean, I had high hopes for. I mean, for goodness sake, Begins. I mean, I saw that film. I pretty much ran from my last exam to go and, you know, watch Begins when it was in the cinema. You know, Dark Knight. I mean, my gosh, the only anticipation that was greater than my anticipation of Dark Knight was Revolutions. You know, my anticipation for Dark Knight was off the roof, through the roof. You know, and it's all just ended up with like, the Batman character doesn't mean anything. He means nothing. Nobody speaks of him. Nobody says anything about him. The Batman character is just non-existent. Ever since the Begins ended, the Batman character just doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't mean anything, you know. And as Lord of the Rings learned by Aragorn meaning Zilch, if you don't have a hero, if you don't have a main character who drives your franchise, your trilogy can't be good. Your trilogy can't be good if you don't have an extremely strong hero protagonist who is apparent throughout your whole three films. Okay, like I say to this day, man, the best trilogy of films is still the Star Wars trilogy. Still, what you will about Return of the Jedi. You have an extremely powerful, strong, well realized, well rewritten, well drawn, well thought out protagonist. I mean, Luke Skywalker is an extremely well thought out protagonist, and he was fully apparent in those three films. So by the time before Return of the Jedi came out, you're like, man, this guy really went through some stuff in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And by the time Return of the Jedi ended, you're like, man, Luke Skywalker, you know. But in this is like, but what the heck did he do in Part 2? Okay, compared to what Skywalker did and went through in Empire Strikes Back, what the heck did Batman do in Part 2? You know? Oh yeah, he just made some speech. What did he do? Compare what Skywalker did in Empire Strikes Back. That's why, for this third film, this little epic conclusion, oh, does he die, does he not die? I couldn't care less, because you've made a character who I don't care about. In Part 2, he got shafted. Joker outplayed him, you know? So, I mean, I'm sorry, man, but, you know, Trailer just didn't do it didn't do anything for me, man. Music was good. Music was good. I mean, music should be good, but I'm sorry, man. You blow up bridges, blow this building up, do all this big, massive panic shots, that stuff that we've seen in Inception and Darkness already. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Come on, come up with something new. Put something fresh on the table, man. So, nah, man. I mean, nah. Rise trailer. I mean, Batman. Seriously, man. Forget it.